guys, what is going on? It's Ben again, and welcome back to my first PC build, part 5. Let's get into it. So, let's be real here now. The PC is finished, it's been built, and I've covered that in the past few episodes. So, I think this might be the final episode. I might have like a future episode coming up that might be like a new graphics card, or maybe a 4th installation of a separate Linux distro or something, but for now, I think this might be the final PC build in the series. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I really don't see how far this can go. So yeah, this might be the final episode, this might not be the final episode, so there's your little disclaimer. So since the PC build is done, let's see how well it actually runs by benchmarking it. I downloaded a demo copy of PC Mark, which is apparently very popular, and as the test ran, it seemed to run pretty well. You know, you had this woman, I guess, and she was flying around on her little parachute, I don't know what it's called, and she appeared to be sponsored by ASUS for some reason. As she was flying, you know, going through all these things, and then she parachuted down and, you know, walked through a few places and, you know, disconnect her helmet. It was weird, but, you know, I guess it's really the means of testing the computer's true performance because it did run at 1080p. So after I ran it, I got my score, and needless to say, I was pretty disappointed. Apparently it was a driver issue, but that doesn't really make any sense because I'd updated all my chipset drivers and my graphics card drivers. Now, I didn't use my GTX 210 for this test because I knew it would flunk, so I used the integrated graphics in my APU. So, I guess this benchmark didn't really support the AMD APU, and this was the only benchmark I really ran, so I'm sorry about that. I might do a future episode where I retry this and benchmark it again, but for now, it kind of failed on benchmarks, but it still runs pretty speedy in normal use. I really haven't had a problem. So, that was the benchmark side, and I didn't want to make this episode short since this might be the final episode of the series, so I went a step further and I installed Ubuntu on it. So what I did was I partitioned my hard drive, I gave the Ubuntu partition about 20 gigabytes, I'd say, and after I booted from my bootable USB, I began to start installing Ubuntu, and it seemed to install pretty well. I really didn't run into any issues, and after it finished installed, I finally booted up into Ubuntu, and testing it has seemed to work perfectly. Now whenever I boot up, I get the GNU Grub boot manager, and I think I might switch it back to a Windows boot manager, or maybe even a custom boot manager if it's available. Please tell me in the comments if I can find any custom boot managers. I'd really appreciate it. So, after I finished the Ubuntu installation and ran the benchmarks, I really didn't do too much more testing. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I might upgrade the RAM or the graphics card in the future. I'm planning on getting a 750 Ti in the future, and hopefully upgrading this to 12 gigabytes of RAM because it currently has 4 gigabytes. And I really haven't had a problem with it also running as a Hackintosh. It still seems to run great on Mac OS, and I really haven't run into any problems there. So anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for this, you know, video, I guess. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like. Thanks for watching, and this is Ben Vasquez, signing out.